Hello everyone and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4 with me, Firefly Gaming. Today we are going to be embarking upon our United States campaign in the mod Black Ice Historical. Now, Black Ice is one of my favorite mods just because I do love history with my soul, my entire heart and mind. Now, we're playing as the United States. We did start a Greece campaign in vanilla Hearts of Iron with the battle for the Bosphorus. However, there's not really a huge tree for them here, and I actually think it would be pretty much even harder than the vanilla one. So we'll leave them for now. We might pick it up just in case somebody shares my video and all of a sudden it gets about 3,000 views, but I guess not. But without further ado, let's get into the United States. Now we're going to be trying to do a somewhat historical game. So I'm going to try not to get myself involved in the war, at least directly, until 1941, when, of course, on December 11th, there was the attack upon Pearl Harbor here in Oahu, which led to the U.S. entry into the war. So what that means by historical, well, we're going to try and do our best within the guidelines of the game. Obviously, we don't want to try and make ourselves lose, but we are going to do our best to support our allies that we supported in the real war and do some of the policies that Delano Roosevelt did. So right now it is 1936, and our goal is to get the United States out of the Depression and into the economic powerhouse that it became. We are going to be sending supplies and materials to the United Kingdom and the French, and we may even start the Lend-Lease with the Soviets. We'll also be supporting the Republic of China under Chiang Kai-shek here. We did support them quite heavily, and we're also going to be looking at maybe taking a look at what we can do to slow the expansion of Germany and Italy. So let's go ahead and do our initial things. Let's see, we have the 7th Infantry Division Bayonet, Sightseeing 6 here, Ivy, Indian Head Division, Rock of the Marne, World War I there, Big Red 1, Pathfinders, Old Reliables. So what does it mean for us to focus on? Well, I want to focus on a Navy because obviously we need to cross some big distances here, especially for fighting against Japan and especially for trying to land troops in Europe, as well as having a strong army and really air force. So we kind of got to go for everything. So the first thing, let's go to our focuses. Now we know that we need to rebuild the country after the events of the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl. So we're going to start with alphabet agencies. And that's going to lead us to be able to do some economic expansion here. Like you have the Agricultural Adjustments Administration, you have the Works Progress Administration, you have the Soil Conservation Service, which helps with the Dust Bowl. You have the U.S. Maritime Commission, the Public Works Administration. You had the Tennessee Valley Authority. There's a lot of different administrations that Delano Roosevelt here, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he put together in order to help the nation get its feet back together. The Tennessee Valley Authority was actually one of the best agencies in terms of helping everybody out. They built dams, they created jobs. It was absolutely crazy, and you know, it was pretty awesome to see how quickly the United States was able to get back on its feet. Let's take a look at some of our national spirits. So we have London Naval Treaty Signatory, okay. The Great Depression, of course. The Dust Bowl, which came from non-rotation of crops and over-farming of crops in the breadbasket of the United States. Here in the center, in the Midwest and West, you got Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming. Those were all real big crop states that suffered a lot. War neutrality, torpedo reliability issues. The situation is stable. This is for island hopping. Dormant naval industry, which will come out on 1939. And winter heating. Yeah, during the winter we do actually have to take care of our people. Crazy, huh? Now we are playing the whatchamacallit. We are playing the experimental version, so if there is a crash, I am very sorry. There's some war bonds here. Got our ministers. We have Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Cardinal Hull, J. Edgar Hoover, Frank Rowlett, John Nance Garner, sorry, Garner, Malin Craig, William D. Leahy, Oscar Westover. We'll be looking at various different things to help us get a leg up. Let's go to our decisions. And of course we have the Congress that we have to think about. Now, withdrawing from the naval treaty would invoke the escalation clause, which would allow all these other nations to go for it, pretty much, and the thing would most likely dissolve. Let's go to our research. So we have all this stuff. Cool, cool. So let's select an all-purpose research. Alright, it is 1936. So let's check out what we have here. We still have the herringbone twill uniform, of course. Mountain warfare, paratroopers. Maybe not yet. Got the M1943 uniform there. Let's go over to our support units. Combat engineers. That might be good. We definitely do want to get some artillery going. There's our tanks, our armor. We are in 36, so there is a little while to go. Now, this is kind of crazy. We have a lot to do with World War I doctrine still. It's pretty crazy. World War II doctrine. As you can see, we got all this going. I don't know which one we have. We got to get technologies before it. Interesting, interesting. Ooh, we are definitely behind on our naval technology. 1936 is down here, and we have all of this to go. Yeah. Naval itself, 1936. Could do carrier search aircraft, naval doctrine. Air Force, we probably need to start getting into pretty easily. Or quickly, rather. But let's go ahead and go to industry. Because I want to get our industry off the ground and ready to go. So let's go ahead and go construction 1. And with this guy, let's go for the quality control. This one, let's go with concentrated industry. Maybe not, maybe not. Let's give that a second, just to think about. Catalytic cracking, fuel storage. Let's go over to engineering here. Let's get electronic mechanical engineering. Here we are forced to get into this. Let's go with... No, let's go with something in development here. Let's get catalytic cracking. How about this one? This is naval stuff for sure. Let's get cracking on that. Let's go with... Oh, geez. We are definitely rolling behind the times here. Let's go ahead and get these 375 to 390 millimeter batteries. This one is aerial technology. We definitely need to get ahead here. We're certainly behind. Let's go ahead and let's get our carrier fighters. Those are separate. Let's get a multi-role aircraft going. Just in case. Alright, we have construction. Okie dokie. So infrastructure, looking at it, we're okay. Let's go to civilian factories though. And let's get some civilian factories built. Let's get 5, 6 built. Let's get a few military factories built. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get some dockyards along the Pacific and the Atlantic. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess this is rather the Gulf of Mexico. Let's get a uniform factory, a small arms factory, a we are gonna kind of go historical with this. We are gonna go for Maryland and Delaware. We could go Virginia. It's already got some shipyards in there. Ooh, can have a maximum of 4. It's shipyard 2. Shipyard 2, shipyard 2. Let's go with New Jersey here and give them some dockyards, some shipyards, and some submarine yards. Naval bases, I think we're going to be okay on. Synthetic refineries, so let's get some in Texas there, in Oklahoma. Recruitment center, sure. Let's put a recruitment center in New York, California, and Texas, since those are where the majority of recruits come from. And one in North Carolina and Tennessee, because why not? And then let's circle back to civilian factories. Get another several. Police station, supply depot, research center, flak term, radar station, air base, infrastructure. Let's try to get some more infrastructure there on Hawaii, as well as another air base level. Maybe some preliminary anti-aircraft there. Interesting. And let's go ahead and get a supply depot out on Hawaii as well. Let's get 1 in California, 1 in Texas, and 1 in... let's go with Virginia, because I'm thinking about where we're going to be deploying our fleets from. So they're going to be getting some high-level stuff. Let's roll over to production. Okay. Alrighty. We can go to infantry equipment 2 here. Alright. Got some light artillery. What is the outdated equipment? Amphibious warfare equipment. Where is that at? There we go. Amphib equipment 2, thank you, sir. Now, obviously, this is a lot, and I mean for good reason. Are we producing any tanks? Because I would like to get some light cavalry going. In terms of tanks. No. Okay, interesting. We'll wait on that then. We are producing some obsolete ships, which I'm okay with. Planes, I think we're going to hold off for right now. Building ships. How many convoys do we have? 950. Let's get some more merchantmen going. After some of these are built, of course. Always want to be producing convoys. I think that's good for production right now. Okay. Unassign divisions. No template. No divisions in basic training. Alright, well that's okay. As for that, though, let's go ahead and train up some infantry divisions. Let's get 2 of them, and we're going to deploy them to California. There we go. So that should be alright. What kind of stuff can we get here? Lobbying efforts. What's the other one? Diplomatic efforts. Interesting. Alright, let's do some small lobbying efforts. I mean, it'll get us some negative gain, but hey, we do want some more support. That would be lovely. We are going to grant statehood to Alaska and Hawaii, which was early for Hawaii. And I'll have a think about Puerto Rico. Let's go ahead and speed it up some. And while we do that, let's take a look at our military strength. Okay, so we have a Marine Brigade, not even a division. We have some garrisons out on the islands and some coastal batteries. Ah, I see. They have the 8-inch guns, some anti-air Brownings. Interesting, interesting. Let's take a look at the template. So it's 2 garrisons, a headquarters detachment of cavalry. Oh, there's the League of Nations that are condemning the Italians for use of chemical weapons. Coastal artillery battery, support anti-air cavalry, and maintenance detachment. I am a little confused as to why they are cavalry based instead of infantry based, but hey, whatever. So it looks like we have them there. Let's go ahead and check out the infantry division template. So it's got infantry, motorized artillery, heavy artillery. Gotcha. Okay. Logistics, car. Alrighty, let's check out the National Guard. It's relatively similar. Actually, I think there's more infantry, less artillery in that one. Yeah. Territorial Brigade, that's the Garrison Marine Brigade. Marine Division. Harbor Defenses. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so let's take a look at our Navy, which we do have quite a few ships. We're not necessarily going to be organizing them now, but we will. Not quite right now, but we will in the future for sure. And our Air Force, which we have them spread around all over the place. That's alright. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to get my regular infantry into the same thing. And I'm just making sure that the ones that I'm picking up are not National Guard, because I do not want the National Guard by any means. So that is our Continental Army thus far. Oh, there's the alphabet agencies. We have the Alaska Garrison there. The Attu Island Garrison. Should have something in the Philippines. We only have a Corregidor Coastal Battery. Huh. We have the Palmyra Garrison, Christmas Island, Jarvis Island, Phoenix Island, Johnston Island, and the Hawaiian Division. Should have something down in Panama, which is the Coastal Battery. And nothing in Puerto Rico. I am surprised. Is there anything else I'm missing? Nope. Alrighty. So these are all regular army. Let's go ahead and put them into an army here, and then we'll come back to it once we select our next focus, which, okay. We are going to go over to our other things. We are probably going to go with the Works Progress Administration. That'll help with our unemployment there. Extending the tax breaks, I think, will be a good idea. We have our OSS here. They're recruiting the thing right now. We have one in the Naval Department, and that's about it. Let's go ahead and go with the Operations Department to get ourselves an extra spy there. Alright, and I think we're good to go there. Let's switch back to Army, turn on the clock, and let's get our first army going. So we're going to go with a kind of blue there. And so far it's all infantry, so let's get some infantry. Symbolism. It's going to go 30th Corps. And there we are. Let's assign them a general. Do we want... That's interesting. They have the Navy Cross. The Kingdom of Italy abandons the naval treaty. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Alright, well, looking at our generals, we definitely have some interesting ones. We're going to want to get some infantry guys. So I'm thinking... Let's go with Courtney Hodges as our first army commander. Chaplin's Modern Times. That was a very controversial but a great film. Pretty much just making fun of Hitler. Yeah. He said fuck you to Hitler by pretending to be him. Now let's go ahead and get our Marines into an army of their own. There we are. Where's the Marines? There we go. And let's assign them a commander. Yeah, I'm thinking Alexander Patch there. Empire of Japan jumps out of the treaty. Interesting. League of Nations moves into the Palace des Nations. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of the coastal batteries, but hey, what can you do? Let's get all of our garrisons into an army, however, which will be our garrison army, of course. There we are. Let's assign them some fuckwit somewhere. Winter attrition. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. It is 36 after all. There's the WPA. Supply consumption. That might not be bad. There's a defensive guy there. This guy is pretty cool. Alright, let's give him to T. Hardaway as as our defensive guy. Let's take a look at our national focuses. And let's go with the Securities Exchange Commission. And let's speed it back up for sure. How's construction going? It's sure going. And how about recruitment? Alright. Okay, an operative can be done. No longer in winter. Thank you. High levels of resistance in the Panama Canal. Alright, that's interesting. That is special. So we have tough, we have well-groomed, and we have a demolition expert. Well, let's get a demolition expert here. Okay. Operations, counter-intel. We'll keep him on counter-intel for now. Get him going. Let's go back to our divisions. Let's go to our first army. And let's go ahead and set them to exercise. Now we're going to get these guys into a army group, which we need to find some kind of command. North American command for now, at least. And let's get him a marshal here. So we have Douglas MacArthur, Eisenhower, and Omar Bradley. Let's go ahead and go with Eisenhower here. He will be... Oh, there's the Hoover Dam. And we're going to get the Marine Corps. Do I dare? Okay. We're going to go ahead and go for it. We're going to change this Marine Brigade into a division. Because I don't think that the brigades are going to be super duper effective, so we're going to change it into a division and we're going to get them going. As for Mr. Hardaway, we are essentially going to tell him small treaty. Oh, making a friendship there with Nepal. And let's do some area defense. Now, I am going to go ahead and move some troops into Manila with the Philippines. Let's get Guam. Pretty much this is just going to be me setting up my little island sets here. Now, the United States was not very concerned with protecting its holdings in the Pacific at first. They kind of saw what was going on in China, and they knew that the Japanese were becoming a threat, especially as they saw the felling of Singapore. We're going to also protect Alaska there. And they didn't really think too much of it. The forces under Douglas MacArthur in the Philippines were the first to fall. It ended in the, famous Bataan Death March, which was definitely not a fun time for anybody involved. It was a horrible, horrible time. And the forces held out for as long as they possibly could, with MacArthur vowing to return. Now we are going to get some troops down into Panama. And do we want to put them into Puerto Rico? I don't know yet. I think that's probably good though. Have our garrison spread around. They're probably going to move around, unfortunately, but hey. Now I am putting some more troops into the Philippines because I don't want it to fall like it did in real life. That's going to be one of our departures from real life, I suppose. Let's go ahead and go with... Ooh. negative political power. That is awkward. Guess let's go with small lobbying effort again. Ouch. There is the Security Exchange Commission. What is hurting us so badly? Really, the Great Depression. So let's get that out of the way. Let's go over here to Agricultural Adjustments Administration, which is going to help with the Dust Bowl. There we go. A flood happened in Pittsburgh. Whoa. That took out 50 steel. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Alright, outdated equipment. Those are mainly the ships. Unassigned divisions. I'm assuming, yep, that's just that. Not enough manpower or equipment. Garrison maintenance, light vehicles, support. Second London Naval Conference is coming. There's Italy taking over Ethiopia. Escalator clause. There is them taking it over. Insufficient resources. Interesting. Let's go over to our production, which we don't really have enough. There's some research done, finally. There's the light vehicles. Yep, this is gonna be rough. Alright, let's choose our research, and then I think we'll leave it off there. Looks like this is our infantry, pretty much our general purpose, except for a couple things. Pretty much just doctrines. Let's go ahead and get some mechanical computing, get that research speed up and going. But, oh. Yep. Alright everyone, we're going to leave it off here. It's been about 30-ish minutes. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, if you stuck around this long, I salute you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.